Helen wants you to turn around.
Up in Vancouver, there was a cocktail cabinet each side.
Anyway, see you later.
No, Vancouver. Right. We get in the car.
see you later.
Do that one again, Il.
Come on, get going. It's be paid with you later.
What time are you going down for?
Isn't that lovely? How are you, dear? Oh, I'm lovely. All I want you to do.
Well done, Jack.
I'm sure we'll do.
Well,
yes. Hello, kids.
What's this, 25? I am the wonderful husband.
not too bad at all.
You look gorgeous.
I will in a minute. Sherry, I don't mind Sherry.
Oh, yes, you are. Oh, but you are, Eddie.
Welcome.
You are.
All I want you to do is enjoy
Go on
yourself. Really enjoy it. Go and get yourself a little wind.
Come on. Time is going, those over here. Come in.
You know I've got one for you.
Welcome.
Yeah, with beads all over it.
Yeah.
I've got one. I look adorable.
I didn't quite know whether
When you on the chair, then you could match it.
I bet you know where you know.
Yeah, on the chair.
I won't put it.
You'll have to let it.
I'll just go.
Okay.
Please, sit down. You're looking gorgeous.
He insists I sit down.
Please sit down before you fall.
Oh, well, this isn't a minute.
Now you can give me a hug.
Was killed in the First World War soon after I was born. They couldn't call me Edmund, they called me Vivian. Go and grab yourself a drink, please. We will. All right?
I was a twin. See you later.
Look at this gorgeous lady.
To the festival.
I made it eventually. Obviously, my hobby is gardening. I don't have time to go there. That's not my best side you're looking at now. Hang on a minute.
Ceremony, this is a party, and we want a party atmosphere. That's why we got the balloons, and why the bar staff are going to work very, very hard to keep up with you. Right? They said, if you want to do them a real favour and show them your appreciation for the golden wedding, please use the bar liberally for whatever you might want. Just make sure it cost Eddie a bomb. I brought my wife with me tonight. I brought my wife with me tonight, and tell you the truth, this is celebration for us because we are at this very night celebrating 3 very, very happy years of marriage. Of course, we've been married 47. But she says, when I entered the church, I saw the aisle. And as I came down the aisle, I saw the altar. Then I looked across and I saw you. And that's how we intend to go on. I'll alter you. Now the trouble with this chat is using all my best stuff. So I'll stop and lose yourself now for a few seconds. Standing while I call upon the Reverend Canon Arthur Edwards for the benefit of grace.
Hilda will say that. Okay. For Eddie and Hilda, for marriage and friendship and good food, we give you thanks, O Lord. Amen. Amen.
Eddie and Hilda, the Pound.
I expect we'd only have had some cucumber
It's like, the very first year.
Because they want a captain, but...
Okay. Find that the ashtrays are in the party pool.
Ladies and gentlemen. It says, my special courier.
From the bar,
My goodness. The address, of course, is Buckingham Palace. And it says, Dearest Hilda Eddie, my husband and I are so sorry that you were unable to attend the garden party due to other commitments. But we are most upset. In fact, we are devastated that our application to be guests at your dinner in Newport nevertheless, we hope you have a wonderful evening. We will be thinking of you. And of course, it's signed Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure I have standing here this evening is twofold. Firstly, I have the utmost respect, affection and high regard for Hilda Eddie. Secondly, it is such a pleasure to be among people who obviously think the same as I do. Hilda and Eddie have a magical quality which they project to all around them. Like when you switch on a chandelier, the lights go to all corners of the room. They have the ability to make us all feel at ease whilst in their company. When you call at 40 St Julian's Road, you are shown in the lounge, you sort of sit down. Straight away the television is turned off. Then you have the 100% attention from them both. They have this joie de vivre. Yeah? Joie de vivre. I think it means the love of life. A love of life, rather. Which can make us all feel relaxed and so important. I know that when I spend a couple of hours in their company, I go home feeling 10 foot tall. And that's nothing to do with whiskey. During a conversation with Eddie, he said to me, don't dwell on the past, learn from the past. Look ahead and go forward into life. And with a philosophy like that, left them both in good stead. But also, Eddie has quite little remarks for herself. One day we had a garden party at Hilda Eddie's, the next door to Bob Newman. And it was a hard day, and we all enjoyed it. And about 8 o'clock at night, I was going home with Anita, and I said to Hilda, well, it's 8 o'clock, Hilda, what will you have, a bit of supper and go to bed now? Oh, no, she said, we never go to bed the same day as we got up. This is where it all began. This is St. Catherick's Church in Killeen, where Eddie and Hilda married. They had the reception at the church hall, and in those days there was no Severn Bridge. There was a ferry where the Severn Bridge is now, when Eddie and Hilda were off to Cornwall. So they got in the car, they went along the 848 through Lydney, Blakeney, round over the Severn in Gloucester, and they stayed at a place called Newport in Gloucestershire. And they stayed at a hotel called the Newport Towers Hotel. They're the only couple I've ever met who stayed at a hotel on their wedding night and the hotel burned down. I've heard of starting your wedding off with a bang, but never with a bonfire. Hilda and Eddie, what I would like to say, you're the top, you're the Colosseum. You're the top, you're the Louvre Museum. You're the nimble feet of the tread of Fred Astaire. You're a Sunday dinner which makes you slimmer, you're Camembert. You're the Nile, you're the Tower of Pisa, and Hilda, you're the smile on the Mona Lisa. And though all of us here may not be the bottom, one thing is certain, Hilda and Eddie, you're the top. I got to do a toast, but I will if that's okay with you.
What's that?
You said I got to do a toast as well, shall I or not?
No, you're okay.
Thank you.
I like the bit about Hilda never going to bed the same day she gets up. Until this happens to me. My wife said to me last week, she said, yesterday you come home today. Now if you come home tomorrow tonight, and Tony, I like the letter we had from the Queen, but I'm going to go one better actually, because I had one here delivered to me as the Master of Ceremonies, asking me to read it out to the happy couple, and it's from the Pope. He says, buon giorno Hilda and Eddie. Ti ringrazio, Signore, perché mi ha dato con la vita un plato. Di genitore che mi vogliono bene. No, I don't know what he means, but it sounds great, and I'm sure he means well. I'd like to make, now I'm standing with this microphone, a particular welcome to Eddie's sister, Mrs. Ellen Thomas. She's from Vancouver Island, Victoria, in capital of British Columbia, and on Vancouver Island in the United States. And, I only said that to try and catch you out, because the next speaker is actually from Toronto, and that is Alan Singleton-Wood. He's come all the way over with his wife to be present here today. He's staying for a fortnight. Give him a big welcome.
Thank you very much. Give me a moment to lower the microphone a foot. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife Joan and I were absolutely thrilled to be here with you this evening to celebrate the event of the year, the 50th wedding anniversary of Eddie and Hilda. And I'm delighted that family and friends, a number of whom have flown in from across the world, are here with us to celebrate this important occasion. Eddie and Hilda are a couple of jet setters themselves, of course, And we had a fantastic experience going back to Christmas 1995, Joan. Yeah? And we just received a Christmas card from them telling us that they were going to be in Banff Springs, Calgary, that's right in the middle of the Rockies, on Christmas Day. They were on a Western Canadian tour. For those people who know Canadian geography, that's 2,500 miles from where we live in Toronto. It so happens that my daughter, her husband and our grandchildren live in Calgary. And it was a fluke of luck that we'd already planned a Christmas brunch, as they call it over in Canada, at the Banff Springs Hotel. And Eddie and Hilda couldn't believe their eyes when we showed up at their hotel on Christmas Day and said, "Come on to lunch." And we had a fantastic time. We always do when we're with them. They're not just family, they're our great friends. And as you all know, they're really fun people. Their enthusiasm, their energy, their relish for life, I think are an inspiration to those who think that, often think that getting older is some kind of impediment. And Eddie and Hilda, on behalf of the Wood and the Pound side of the family, and Hilda is 50% Wood and 50% Pound, and they're all here in great profusion. Eddie and Hilda, please accept our love and congratulations at having made the big 5-0. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, a big round of applause, please, for the jet setters, Eddie and Hilda.
Well, now that you know that Vancouver is in Canada, did you know that St. Louis was in Missouri? Because from Missouri we have David Wellington and, remind me, Diane. They've come all the way from America, relations of Eddie's, and it's a great thrill for us to welcome you over to Wales. I'll point that out, it's Wales, not you.
Can I just say a very brief word?
Yes.
Because Diane commented to me, coming down the M4 today, you all told on your invitations, no presents.
Yes,
Eddie and Hilda said, no presents. Now, have you any idea why? If you'd all bought presents, next week, they'd all be in Eddie and Hilda's garage.
This is a wonderful evening because some of you might have noticed that the Reverend Canon Arthur Edwards and his wife slipped away after the meeting. Now that is because they've gone to another 50th anniversary in their particular parish. Kylian, is it, Eddie?
Yeah.
Around Kylian there. So that's marvellous that the Reverend is going to two places on at the same time. Absolutely wonderful. I've been married twice before, telling you the truth, so it's not... My first wife died from eating poisoned mushrooms. And my second wife died from a fractured skull. She wouldn't eat the mushrooms. A great pleasure now to call on a very dear friend of the family, Mr. Les Long.
Where did it begin? The year is 1947. A winter of discontent, perhaps. Remember it, some of us do, yeah? The worst snowfall in living memory. Rationing, a whole bit the aftermath of war. But in the words of the immortal bard, a winter of discontent was made glorious summer. What occasion took place that year? Of course, when Hilda and Eddie did each plight their troth in Killian. That was it. Oh, by the way, the Queen got married as well that year. 1947, and it was a glorious summer. I think top of the hit parade. They didn't have a hit parade in those days, but it was the Woody Woodpecker song. Hilda, after 50 years, still the bride and groom. Still. May the good Lord continue not only to bless you with each other, but all your friends as well. We are tonight the favoured people to have the benefit of your friendship and your care. There can be no doubt. Eddie loves Hilda. Hilda loves Eddie. We are the lucky ones because we all love both Hilda and Eddie. May the good Lord continue to rejoice and look after theirs and many more years to come. The toast this evening, of course, is on this superb and famous occasion to two lovely God-given people, Eddie and Hilda.
Some toilet water on my hair to come here tonight, and the seat come down. He said, "You're all right. You live to be 70. Well, I said, "I am 70, doctor." He said, "What would I tell you?" I said, "The only problem I got," I said, "I got this little pain," I said, "in my head. It's about 2 inches above my head." "Oh," he said, "take these tablets about 2 hours before you wake up. That'll kill it." My great pleasure, very, very great pleasure now to call on. And I'm going to be very careful here because few of you know this. I am in a privileged position to tell you. It's not Eddie at all. It's Edmund. And it's not only Edmund. It's Edmund, David, Ninian, James.
No, it's all right. I think everyone can hear me, can't they? Oh well, we'll have to delay while the engineer brings the microphone.
They want to keep you going because they're thinking of the 60th, you see.
Friends and family, I hope that you'll forgive me if I resort to some notes this evening. I am so overwhelmed by all that's gone on in the last couple of months that I find it difficult to get my thoughts into some sort of coordination. And so here goes. This gathering is, of course, a gathering of friends, but really a thanksgiving for what we said on the invitation, 50 glorious years. And have they been 50 glorious years? But when we look around, we're overwhelmed and humiliated by the number of people who have agreed to allow us to look upon them as friends and have come to join with us this evening. Having travelled, as you've already heard, great distances. In fact, we got one great friend here tonight who in order to be sure that she was here, and she's one that's influenced us, our lives an awful lot, got a taxi from Leicester to Newport yesterday. When we embarked on this marriage, we in our wildest dreams, never imagined that we would see this day. We have so much to be thankful for. I must say a very big thank you to Tony and to Alan for the wonderful things they've said about us. Of course, they're all true. Seriously, though. And to Les for the splendid way in which he proposed our toast. Thank you, Les. He has done that for Hilda once before in our lives, and that we thought was superb, and this has beaten that completely. We have also to thank you all for so generously accepting our toast. As I say, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm almost speechless. The romance really started in 1939. 39. Last 10 years. In 1939. When we met in a spot not far from here, in the offices of Bailey's Dry Dock, which we had commandeered as the headquarters of the 1st Rifle Battalion, the Monmouthshire Regiment, in their efforts to provide defence of Newport. Oh, were we on important task. We had 303 rifles placed and Bren guns placed round the sea walls on the estuary here, and here was I, an electrician, and the first job I have to do is to fix up a telephone switchboard. And not only fix up the telephone switchboard, but just teach a certain ATS girl how to operate this switchboard. And to be truthful, what I knew about a telephone switchboard could be written on the back of a post-it. Anyhow, we got through it somehow, and we got communications going. And, it wasn't a bit like that. No way. I fell in love first sight. Any of you that have seen a photograph of this girl in ATS uniform when in those days, by God, she was a stunner. And still is. As I said, I fell in love with her straight away. But not so with hers. They were queuing up. I was having to settle for a date in 3 weeks' time. But gradually, as time wore on, came the realization that this guy was in charge of transport. And transport, in those days, was something of a premium. You know? You keep in with me, I'll see you right. You'll not to take you home or things like that, you know. And more particularly, I I was able, I could afford, in fact, to take it out to tea on Saturday afternoon. Welsh rarebit was the favourite. And then we follow that with a trip to the pictures, complete with a 6-penny bag of Rowtree's fruit, which was her favourite sweet in those days. So, by these devious means, I managed to work my way in a boy that she was very keen on. Oh, he rode to hounds out to Chepstow, you know, and all the rest of it was upper crust. Yeah, she thought the world of him. And he was a danger to me. And I had the job. We were going to move from Newport Docks over to Gloucestershire for the defence of Bristol Aerodrome. And I had to send an advance party over to Gloucester to get things organised. Who was the first one in the camp? Hilda's boyfriend. So having got him out of the way, I've now got a bit of a chance. We've not blossomed from there. Very slowly, mine. She won't know all the key. But I eventually wore her down, and in 1940 we became engaged, fully intending to get married the next year. But then it became obvious that I was going to have to go abroad, and I might not come back from there. And she'd be a widow.
I'd have got
on the other hand, he was seen in my tender, as usual. What was I saying? Now before rudely interrupted. We were talking about...
Lost your place now, haven't you?
Thought of not coming back. Or perhaps worse still, of coming back as a permanent invalid. And I couldn't face the prospect of her being a widow or having to care for me. So I said, no, I'll agree to getting married when I come back, if I come back in one piece. She wasn't very keen. She got ideas of the money, thinking all the time of the money. But this was the way it went. We've both of us been very, very fortunate in our upbringing. We both came from humble homes, and we're not ashamed of that. And we both learned an awful lot of the nice things in life, or rather what we consider nice things in life, from our parents. A faith in God, for a start, and that has seen me through many miracles, and it has also seen Hilda through many miracles. The nice little things in life that are so important, we learned from our parents. Honesty, and what I would consider a tremendous bonus is the fact that neither of us have got an ounce of jealousy in us. If you said in those early days, I saw Hilda in town the other day, and with a bloke, the first thing she'd have said would be, was he good looking? But so be it. We've soldiered on, and we have made friends all along the road. Many friends, and we've got some very important ones here tonight, that have been a constant inspiration to us. We've got one here now, my dear friend, our dear friend Alice Eddie, whose sheer will to live, sheer enjoyment of life, and sheer everything that's good has been an inspiration to us. If ever we have been down in the dumps, thinking we've got all the load of the world on our shoulders, we've only had to think of Alice Eddie, and we haven't got a problem anymore. And that's a wonderful thing. And we're very grateful to Alice for having made the effort to get here tonight to be with us. Thank you. We had a very similar party to this out of Foresters Oaks on our 25th wedding anniversary. Very similar. I think we had about 40 or 50 people there then, which was about the sum total of our friends at that time. And we are honoured to have with us this evening the couple that were very generously organised that for us on that night. Thank you, Ralph and Mary. Life continued along this path, and until we retired. Now here was a great turning point in our lives. We'd always been terribly busy. Believe it or not, they don't all sub tea in the civil service. We worked, she and I, in our various offices in the civil service. But we thought we just can't cut off when we retire. We've got to do something to keep an active mind, and B, to do something to repay to society for some of the joys that we'd received from society. But what a useless exercise that turned out to be. The more we tried to repay to society, the bigger the debt became. It's rather like buying a house on mortgage, you know. The debt you owe to the building society seems to grow rather than... is that not true? And this was the way it was with us. We worked away at this. We set up a sort of a business, collecting up what people didn't want, and selling, recycling it and selling it in aid of charity. And lo and behold, where are we now? Look, we've gone a little bit from 40 friends. We've got 133 years of life, and there's about equal number that we would have loved to have had here, but couldn't fit in. And I do hope that those that we weren't able to fit in completely through lack of space will forgive us for not having insulted them. We are, it is our loss. We're deeply indebted to Joe Owen, for we invited Joe and Margaret to be our guests, and then I had the audacity to ask him to act as MC. But there was never any question. Joe, with his usual panache, drove straight in and said, "Come on, what do you want me to do?" And thank you, Joe, for the tremendous work you've done to make this go. Little does he know that he was the inspiration for this in the first place. Joe has several times recited a poem in my company where he has referred to Solomon calling his stewards together once in a while to summon his workers to come and dine with him and wine with him, thanksgiving for the good work they've done. And I thought to myself, when I was thinking of what we would do tonight, what a brilliant idea. All I got to do is to substitute friends for workers. And here you are, and you didn't know that till now, did you? Yeah, there you are. So, we hatched up this idea, and the pace has gone on at a tremendous rate over the last few months. It's been almost too much to bear. The postman coming every morning with a wonderful collection of cards of acceptance, and then when they were over, no pause at all, but congratulatory cards started to arrive. We're thinking of having, before our 60th, we're going to have to build an extension on the house to house the cards. No, but seriously, the generousness of the wishes of each and every one of you has been enormous, and we feel so humiliated by it all. We don't deserve it. We've tried, but never expected the success that it's brought us. While on the subject of these cards, I must, for the sake of the video, if nothing else, mention two cards that has brought us more joy than all the other wonderful ones put together. My sister from Victoria, British Columbia, has got, amongst others, two grandchildren. One little girl, Morgan, age 4, and the other, her brother, Landon, age 7. They went to visit their grandmother the other day, and she gave him a piece of paper and said, how about sending cards to great auntie Hilda and great uncles Ninny and that. And they sat down, and apart from spelling, they did it all on their own. And it isn't only the message in writing, it's the pictures that they've painted for us with felt pens. They're absolutely incredible that children of such a tiny age can have, tender age, can have had the ideas for the pictures, let alone the ability to execute them. And I do hope that she will take back to them a message that we praise them very greatly indeed. I'm sure there must be a lot of people here who have helped enormously. There's Nita that's so beautifully printed these hand printed these place cards. There's Mike King for all his help, and all the dozens of people that have offered help to us. We are greatly indebted, but we're really extremely indebted to each and every one of you for having agreed to come and help us to make this such a wonderful and memorable occasion. God bless you all. And now I must, as is the practice, give way to Hilda, who must have the last word.
What to call you all? I can't say ladies and gentlemen.
Drunks.
And I can't say friends and relatives. So I'm just going to say you all. Right? I know it's the role of a wife to be quiet on these occasions and let her husband do the talking, right? But there's no way tonight that I was going to be gagged. Not being an experienced or affluent after-dinner speaker, I have to apologise for resorting to these notes. Her Majesty the Queen, God bless her, never makes an impromptu speech. So I guess thought's all right for her is good enough for me. This was meant to be a very scintillating speech tonight. But it has been composed under great difficulties. Coping with injections, bedpans, blood samples, doctor's visits. Whoa. And what have you. But here goes, Eddie, here goes. When thinking about what I should say, there came, people make up these little stories which have got nothing to do with a speech. But this has. Right. There came to my mind a saying, when you get up to speak, if in 2 minutes you don't strike oil, stop boring. Anyway, so I hope I don't bore you to death. And now, whilst I'm on the serious side, I want to thank you all for being here and helping us to make this to share this celebration with you. Whoa! How wonderful it is to see so many of the friends we have made at different stages of our lives. And what a thrill it gives us that we have so many of the members of our families with us tonight. Normally, the gathering of the clans, I gotta put my glasses on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Smile then. They're not very clean, but I can see better. Where was I? Anyway, it's nice to see so many of our family with us. The gathering of the clans usually takes place at funerals, right? When the star of the show isn't able to appreciate it. We are to have centre stage and are able to take part and to enjoy every minute. Now, 50 glorious years, and what wonderful years they have been. Like everyone, we've had our ups and downs. But every year has been better than the last. This day, I told you I was going to say things that but he didn't tell me what he was putting down. But anyway, you have to bear with me, right? This day is really a dream come true. We neither of us thought we would ever make it. And really of late, we've had our doubts. But with the help of him up above and the wonderful care of the doctors and nurses, here we are. I suppose by now we should be sitting back tucked in our shawls. But not on you and Nellie. There's one consolation in getting older when you consider what the alternative is. Anyway, we still have to think of those creases as laughter lines. Did I say creases or pleats? What does the song say? Keep young and beautiful if you want to be beautiful.
Don't sing, Hilda.
No, I know I can't sing it. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved. But that's all poppycock, really, you know, because most men adore the older woman with her arrogance and experience. But the men, you know, are gloriously simple, really. They'll do anything for you if you handle them right. Right, what you women are saying. Though time and time again you'll see a woman who ought to know better, really, take on a fella who's a dead cert to let her down. But the gleam in her eye says, With me, he'll be different. he'll be different. But doesn't always work out that way. Anyway, speaking of age now.
I shouldn't if I were you.
I must tell you of an incident which happened in this room a short while ago. An acquaintance of ours was trying to get me to have another drink. And I said to him, no, I really think I've had enough. And he said, oh, come on, Hilda. He said, I've already bought one for your father. This speech was supposed to be about love, marriage, and men. But I don't seem to have done much about that so far. I think I better tell you a bit about this man of mine. He wasn't my type, really. A bit on the serious side. But because when I was young, I always went for the tall, fair types. And I had my fill of... No, not my fill. No, I got it wrong. I had my share. What did I end up with? The best of them all. I couldn't have chosen a more loving partner. A loving partner, stop. Anyway, I expect all the others are dead by now. Choosing a house. I heard a lovely little story on the radio the other day, and this is really true. This Western correspondent, who I shall refer to as WC now because it's was interviewing a Chinese lady who was celebrating her ruby wedding. WC. How wonderful to know that you're still together after all these years. Yes, said the Chinese lady. He was chosen for me by my mother. How lovely, said the WC. And so romantic. Yes, said the Chinese lady. I'd never have chosen him myself. To get back to our early days, when Eddie returned from the wars after 5 years abroad, I think he was a bit surprised that I was still waiting for it. Mind you, I won't pretend I'd led her exactly celibate. There were quite a lot of exciting things to do, and I had to fill in the time, so I did. But when he came back, that was that. Now this love business. They say that love is one of the three best things in life. Don't know what the hell the other two are. But it you've got to help things along a bit, haven't you? I can remember many years ago when I was about 17, you know, and you think you would like a film star then, Sophia Loren or something like that, and he said to me, he was talking about women and their charms, and he said to me, Hilda, you're not beautiful, but you are damned attractive. Now then, I thought at the time that was a dubious compliment, because you always want to think you were obviously. But thinking it over, I said to myself, well, you know, Hild, great beauty fades, so you'll have to make the most of what you got. Well, I must say I haven't found that too much of a draw, but you know. Because you only get back from life what you give. Now, try and spread a little happiness has always been my motto, and I try to do it, you know. Really, actually, there'd been too much laughing very often that it's funny. Anyway, now then, you know me when I'm in full flight. I could go on forever. But I've been told by my husband to keep it short. I never knew that he was going to talk for so long. He said, keep it short, keep it short. But anyway, now then, getting a bit serious now. I want to thank you all, or to thank all who have helped us to make this anniversary such a happy time, really. You've all credited us with virtues we never possessed. But this is the kind of occasion, I suppose, when all the nice things are remembered. Whether they're true or not, you know. Now then, I can see that you are all straining at the leash to get on with the rest of the festivities. I'll have to put my different teeth in. Now then, so I'll end by repeating my thanks to you all for coming. Both Eddie and I hope that you've enjoyed the meal. Yeah. All that is left for me to say is we trust you will enjoy the rest of the festivities as we intend to do. God bless you all.
While we're waiting for Hilda to make her way over, let me introduce you to a very dear friend of Eddie and of Joe, and that is Arthur Keppel from Southern Ireland. We've got him here from everywhere tonight, haven't we? All right, Hilda? Come on. television man, there he is. Right, Eddie, you wanted to say something? I thought you'd said a lot, but
Before we destroy this masterpiece of art, I would like to introduce you to the second cousin, Maureen, from Wellington in Somerset, who created this wonderful work of art. All the icing and it all edible. Even the flowers on the knife are made of ice.
Yes.
beautiful. Absolutely.
Thank you, Maureen.
Excuse me, I forgot to bring a camera, and so she's requested if I take a photograph of them to cutting the cake, if you don't mind.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
yes, please.
Right, Chu, you better hold on.
Am I going to get
But what did you do 50 years ago? Do you remember?
No.
Well, how did you hold something 50 years ago?
Oh, God.
You forgot,
expect
yeah?
me to remember that? Oh, God. I had...
Sure you hold it.
Yeah. Right, just a minute.
That's lovely.
There we go. Smash it.
Hang on.
Hold on. Again, hold it. Move.
There we go. This disposal one. Hang on. Thank you.
Okay. How are we looking?
Oh, I forgot to breathe in then.
Instead of a card, she made this. This is all of icing too.
Icing as well. Yeah. Instead of a car, that's made of icing. Great, great. There we are. You better take that back to your place, I think, because that may get knocked about, isn't it? Oh, yeah. There we are.
What are you doing down there?
Box. That goes in.
My wife said, we've been married 47 years, and it only seems like yesterday. You know what hell of a day it was yesterday. There we are.
Oh, ladies only, isn't it?
What are you doing? Where do you want it? Oh, lovely.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are the artists waiting. I would ask you if you would all be seated, please. Now, these wonderful artists were booked for 9:30, and here we are at 20 to 11. They are raring to go, so could you be seated? Ladies, ladies, could you be seated, please? Even singers. Derek?
The White Singers, of course, as you know, are 96 strong, and they'll be coming in about 10 minutes, so you'll have to move. I wasn't able to bring the whole choir this evening because of the circumstances, but as we're an hour and a quarter late starting, if you don't mind, they'll sing just 2 songs each. Then we'll have to get back because John, the bass, is a farmer, has to get back almost to Brecon, and he's up early in the morning milking the cows at 5. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the first of our singers. This lady is from Bryn Mawr, Liz Miles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to sing a song which comes from a musical, Annie Get Your Gun. The song is called I've Got the Sun in the Morning. Taking stock of what I have and what I haven't, what I find, the things I've got will keep Still, I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no mansion, got no yacht. Still, I'm thankful for what I got. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks. Still, I'd like to express my thanks. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And for the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright. Got no diamonds, I got no pearls. Still, I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. I got no mansion, I got no yacht. Still, I'm thankful for what I got. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. I got no checkbooks, got no banks. Still, I'd like to express my thanks. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And for the sun is the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright. Exactly how it started, but it started in fun. I just wanted someone to be gay with, to play with someone. But now I realize that I could never let you go. So I've come to tell you so. Every kiss, every hug seems to act just like a drug. You're going to be a habit with me. Let me stay in your arms. I'm addicted to the charms. You're going to be a habit with me. I used to think our love was something that I could take or leave alone. But now I couldn't do without my supply. I need you for my own. Oh, I can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You've got me in your clutches and I can't get free. You're meant to be a habit with me. Every kiss, every hug seems to act just like a drug. You're meant to be a habit with me. Let me stay in your arms. I'm addicted to your charms. You're meant to be a habit with me. I used to think our love was something that I could take or leave alone. But now I couldn't do without my supply. I need you for my own. Oh, I can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You've got me in your clutches and I can't get free. You're meant to be a habit with me.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you to our partner from the book area of powers, ladies and gentlemen, John Gaines.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. It's nice to be here on this happy occasion, and I'd like to sing for you, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, I think it is really, just the weary for you. I got a few notes here, the conductor don't allow it really, but he won't tell it. Just a weary for you, all the time I'm feeling blue, wishing for you, wondering when you'll be coming home again, restless don't know just a weary for you. Morning comes, the birds awake, yes, to sing so for your sake. But there's sadness in the note that comes thrilling from the throats, seems to feel your absent too, just a weary for you. Evening comes, I miss you more, when the dark glooms around the door, seems just like you ought to be there to open it for me. Latch goes tinkle, thrills me through, sets me weary for you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to sing for you a song I sang here before, actually. It's on my, wherever I go and I get drunk, I sing it. I sing it sometimes when I'm sober. I'll tell you what else. And it's a German drinking song. My lodging is to sell it here. My lodging is the same upon a task conceited. The choices one but all can cheer to me is limited. The sailor man deserves my praise, of duty never shrinking. He deftly fills the glass, I Such is the lot of those who taste the light inspiring liquor. I cannot see what is done if to the floor I'm sinking. I never enjoy anyone when I'm drinking.
Thank you, John. I always wonder whether John is going to get that bottom note, that octave down at the end, and the piano is down at tone. It could possibly be down at third. I said to Liz, he'll never get there tonight, but he got there, didn't he? How on earth he does it, I don't know. The first time John sang that with the Gwen Singer, we were in Heidelberg Castle, the whole choir and the soloist, and John was a little bit tipsy that night. It wasn't just acting as he was tonight. And he had a pint in his hand, and he caught his toe in his heel and tipped the pint over Pauline. Ladies and gentlemen, the other of the soloists I brought for you, would you please welcome Sandra Watkins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Hilda and Eddie. This is a song from a very old show, and it's called, from the show, Bless the Bride. And this is for Hilda.
They can't take this away.
Did you notice then, ladies and gentlemen, that I stood behind my wife while she sang? Because she is my hero. I seem to be out in front of the audiences all the time, and then she comes along and sings. Well, they will go now, if you don't mind, unless you want one song more, and one more, and then they will go. Liz Miles, please.
Aye, right. We're here till the morning, don't worry.
I'd like to tell you about a gentleman I know. His name is Bill. I used to dream that I would discover the perfect lover someday. I knew I'd recognize him if ever he came around my way. I've always used to fancy then he'd be one of those godlike kinds of men. But he's just my Bill, an ordinary boy. He hasn't got a thing that I could brag about, and yet to be upon his knee, so comfy and roomy, feels natural to me, and I can't explain. It's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's wonderful, because he's just my Bill. He can't play golf or tennis or polo or sing a solo or row. He is not half as handsome as dozens of men that I know. He is not tall or straight or slim, and he dresses for worse than Ted or Jim. And I can't explain why he should be the one man in the world for me. But he's just my Bill, an ordinary boy. He hasn't got a thing that I could brag about, and yet to be upon his knee, so comfy and roomy, feels natural to me, and I can't explain. It's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because I don't know, because he's just my
Thank you, Liz. Thank you very much. And I have done exactly the same as some of you did when she went, I don't. And I came in a few times and she said, quiet, Derek, it's not finished yet. Ladies and gentlemen, John Games.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Derek. I'd like to sing for you a real bass song. It's not a, well, I suppose it's an aria really, but a song, I think. On the Road to Mandalay. Hang on. When I finish.
dripping red.
She'll be back with you in a minute.
He was patched up right away. And the Colonel's daughter watched beside his bed. He had woke at last and asked if they could send his tunic through. She brought it in and thanked him with a nod. He bade her search the pocket, saying, "This from Matt Carew." And there was the green eye of the little yellow god. She upbraided poor Carew in the way that women do, though both her eyes were strangely hot and wet. But she wouldn't take the stone, and Matt Carew was left alone with the jewel that he'd chanced his life to get. When the ball was at its height on that still and tropic night, she thought of him and hastened to his room. And as she crossed the barrack square, she could hear the dreamy air of a waltz tune softly stealing through the gloom. His door was open wide with a silver moonlight shining through. The place was wet and slippery where she trod. An ugly knife lay buried in the heart of Matt Carew. 'Twas the vengeance of the little yellow god. There's a one-eyed yellow idol to the north of Kathmandu. There's a little marble cross below the town. There's a broken-hearted woman tends the grave of Matt Carew, and the yellow god forever gazes down.
Mein Hariadin Venus, mein Hariadin Wein, mein Hariadin Dlasach, na blodain verdrein, Vang Hariadin Lanav, as manan sir, ned pan mol aradulf, and wedit agwir. My love is a Venus, a goddess so fair, no flower, no lovely, no jewel, no rare. Wherever you wander, no other you'll find, so gracious and tender, so gentle and kind. O'i chineth v'chanwyl sydd lodes moralan, a'i griddiau moroi gwch, a'i danedd man, a'i dwyau fel siriol, a dwyau fel gwawn, fe calon a'i carau, pe gwaddwn ac
Well, I tell you where I come from, a poor butchers for a lamb's head. And she said, tell the butcher to leave the legs on it. Looking for my real mother, tell you the truth. I had a letter from Sophia Loren telling me to get lost. I did have a nice letter from the Queen Mother. She said she couldn't help. No, funny thing, you know, without anyone knowing it, I was in Barclays Bank last week, you know, and I tell you, there was a bill was surprised. I was in there, and a robber came in with you know, one of his stockings over his head there. And he pointed the gun at me, and you know what I would do. I went across and I protected the cashier like this. And he shot me, the bullet went right through me, and killed her. Now, the police came, I thought I was going to get a medal, but they charged me with murder. And I said, well, how can you do that? He said, through you, she got killed. Right. You are my centre, you know so.
boys were whooping it up in the Malamute Saloon.
You know this without his mother or his father's help, they sat down and enjoyed it like the rest of us. Right? I did ask Philip, I said, how are things going? He said, oh, I made a big breakthrough, he said. A real big breakthrough. He said, I got a chicken now that I've had genetically rearranged and he's got 8 legs. He said, I'll make a fortune. I said, yeah, but what do they taste like? He said, I don't know, I haven't got one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a marvellous night. You'll be an absolutely wonderful audience. And I think we'll finish off. We got one little song there, Martin, the manager. It says Side by Side. What would be better and more symbolic for a hostess tonight to know that they're marching on side by side. Number 4.
I